Alexandra Marksteiner. She's a researcher at the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. So, Alexandra, what does this mean? The fact that arms sales globally are booming. Should we be disturbed by this?
So yes, during the year 2020, the IMF estimates that the global economy contracted by 3.1%, and even then we see that arms sales by the industry's largest companies have increased by 1.3%. We see that this is linked to sustained, if not growing, military spending in many parts of the world, which in turn can be interpreted as an indication of rising tensions, as military spending is driven by threat perception and how states perceive their security landscape.
Yeah, and I mean, for years we've seen the U.S. practically begging NATO countries to spend more on defense. Defense is the operative word here. So more arms sales in the world, does that make the world a less secure place, a more risky place, or does it make it more secure because everyone potentially is more defended and more equalized?
I believe you're going to find many different answers to that question. What we can say now is that arms sales, those are very long production cycles, and there is a bit of an inertia in what is driving arms sales across the globe. So, countries may down the line reevaluate how they want to spend their money. But what we're seeing right now is that even during the first year of the pandemic, when there was a health crisis and many countries were struggling to contain the virus, they still decided to procure major weapon systems.
What about any interesting weapons trends have you seen in terms of these sales? Does anything jump out at you on this new data?
So the top sellers continue to be systems like combat aircraft, naval vessels. Those are usually the most expensive weapon systems out there. But over the past couple of years, there has been a new focus on so-called enabling technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, cloud computing, and that has also caused some of the big tech giants to enter the space of the arms industry and to deepen their involvement there.
And Alexandra, I guess you could say, wouldn't it be nice if nations around the world did not feel the need to build bigger defenses? However, prosperity could also contribute to this, right? If the money is there, why not build up defense just in case?
So we see that military spending is driven by two things: one, threat perception, and the other, the ability to afford higher military spending. But again, like I said, it's a bit of a rigid process. Budgeting processes span many years, so they're not quite as sensitive to short-term changes. Again, it might be that countries decide to spend their money elsewhere, but for right now, many of them are actually running a budget deficit and still keeping up high defense budgets.
So we know who's selling the lion's share of military equipment, the United States. Who's buying more and more of it? Is it located in a particular region?
Well, I think first off we have to keep in mind that the majority of arms sales, they go from the company to the Ministry of Defense of the country that they're registered in. So Lockheed Martin, for example, that is the country that's the company that's currently topping our ranking. They sell the majority of their weapon systems to the U.S. Department of Defense. But of course, exports also play a role. The U.S., Russia, and France; those continue to be the world's largest arms exporters, and then some of the world's largest importers. Many of them are in the Middle East, such as Saudi Arabia, Egypt, but also the UAE and Qatar, and India is quite high up on that list as well.
Got it. All right, Alexandra, thanks for shedding more light on this. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.